Welcome to Section 4 Wrestling. You know you want it.
I'm Brian Pillman Jr. and welcome to Section 4 Wrestling with Steph Tanner. Only on YouTube where the big boys play. You know you want it.
Hey all, Steph Tanner back once again with another video. And before we go any further, put this video on pause. Go and make yourself a cup of tea or coffee. And when you come back, sit back, put your feet up and relax as we go on a journey through time, taking a look at all different types of castles. Yes, that can only mean one thing. It's time for Section 4's predictions for Clash at the Castle. And here we go with the first matches for the Intercontinental title. Gunther, the champion, taking on Sheamus. Here I am in Castle Donington in East Midlands. Looks alright, to be fair, doesn't it? For Sheamus, Clash at the Castle is an opportunity to become a Grand Slam champion, to finally capture the one belt he's never had in his career. The 44-year-old Celtic Warrior won a fatal five-way against Sami Zayn, Ricochet, Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss to allow himself an opportunity at the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther. But I'm going for the ring general. Ever since he stepped foot on SmackDown back in April, he's been on such a dominant streak. Sheamus, on the other hand, well, he's just been hanging around in the mid-card and tag team title picture alongside Butch and Ridge Holland. So yeah, I've got to go for the ring general. Why not? He's obviously a Triple H kind of guy. So yeah, I can see him having his title for a little bit longer yet. 3-on-3 women's tag match. As we see Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Raw's Women's Champion Bianca Belair taking on the team of Bayley, Dakota Kai and Io Shirai. Here I am, next to a bouncy castle, where you can go and have a good time with your friends. And speaking of a good time, I think this match is going to be a great time. I'm going for the heel team here. SummerSlam saw the return of Bayley, Dakota Kai and Io Sky. But it wasn't exactly the return we probably thought it or hoped it would be. Not much has happened from this new stable. You need to look at the tag team tournament to see that. Nevertheless, with the star power in this match, I think it's going to be an absolute barn burner. Matt Riddle takes on Seth freaking Rollins. Please tell me why. Do they build castles in the sky? Or the mountains way up high? Please tell me why. And speaking of things being high, Matt Riddle takes on Seth Rollins. And according to Jimmy Smith just this past week on Raw, this is the first time these two have gone one-on-one at a major pay-per-view. And it makes me wonder, is that right? And yes, it is. Commentators actually got something right. We've seen these two brawling all over the place at the beginning of Raw, backstage, in a parking lot, and verbally over Skype in an interview. And because of that conversation, I think Riddle's got this one. I think Riddle has to win here, after what Seth Rollins said, and I quote, "Your wife divorced you, and she took away your kids." If that's not an excuse to beat the living hell and have probably the greatest match of the night, I don't know what is. So before we do go to our next break, we are going to go to our sponsors. Now, do you ever feel like you're locked in a cage? Locked and caged? Like maybe a parrot? Check this out.
Parrot, parrot, parrot's eyes. Parrot, parrot, parrot's eyes. Parrot, parrot, parrot's eyes.
lovely stuff right there. Now moving on, as you can see behind me is a sand castle. And every castle needs a queen, which brings us on to our next fight. And it's for the SmackDown Women's title. We've got Liv Morgan, the champion, taking on Shayna Baszler. So, Shayna Baszler. On the first SmackDown after the biggest party of the summer, the Submission Magician won a gauntlet match where she beat Raquel Gonzalez, Aaliyah, Shotzi, Xia Li, Natalya and Sonya Deville, making her the #1 contender for Liv Morgan's title. I don't think she's going to win it, as much as I do like Shayna Baszler. She's one of my favourite women in the whole of the SmackDown, if not WWE Women's Division. But yeah, I think Liv's going to retain her. I think it's a bit too early for her to lose the title after beating Ronda Rousey in what many call a fluke victory. I think with Triple H around, and I'm hoping that they're going to do something with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is starting to grind on the fans. Next up, tag team action as Edge and Rey Mysterio take on Priest and Balor, the Judgment Day. So at SummerSlam we saw Edge return as he made his way to the ring and hitting spears on both Balor and Priest, which set Balor up on the ropes for a double 619 from Rey and Dominic Mysterio, giving them the win. And now I'm going to go for Judgment Day. They won Retribution after the match at the last pay-per-view, and they can't look weak again. I do think there's a wild card to this match, and that is in Dominic Mysterio. So ever since Edge returned at SummerSlam, Dominic is feeling like he's been pushed out of the family. And he's crying like a bitch boy week after week, saying that he wants to team up with his pappy to take on the Judgment Day and fight for the family. But Rey keeps declining. So Dominic feels like he's been pushed out of the family. Week after week he's getting beaten by Judgment Day. And I think he's going to feel enough's enough and joins said Judgment Day. Your main event, where we see Drew McIntyre take on Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed World title. And here I am at the Principal Stadium in Cardiff, Wales for your main event. Tonight on SmackDown we celebrate the 2-year reign of the Tribal Chief. One of the biggest threats stands in his way. Tomorrow night, will it be 731 days of the title reign for Roman Reigns? Or will Drew knock him off his pedestal? Of course he bloody won't. Roman Reigns is winning this. However, there is an argument to be said that Drew McIntyre could possibly overcome the odds. He's a hometown hero, even though he's from Scotland. And it be a nod to 30 years ago when WWE last held a stadium show in the United Kingdom, when British Bulldog beat Bret Hart for the Intercontinental title. As always though, I'm backing Reigns. Right, so there you have it. There's your predictions for Clash at the Castle. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, and join us for our next video, when we'll be looking at the latest WWE pay-per-view. I've been Steph Tanner. Until next month, I'll see you when you're older.